Those are seagulls on the lake here. It's fun to watch them fly around, and then sometimes they'll land on the water. Sometimes they'll catch a fish. I don't know. Seagulls in their natural habitat are really fun to watch. I know they can be a nuisance in like touristy places and beaches and things, but they're really nice here in town. They seem to, I don't know, they're not too disruptive, and they're really fun to watch, so I like them. And the Canada geese the same. Some people don't like them, but I do, and always have, and always will. But the one thing I can't show you is this insanely vast sky that we get here in upstate New York, central New York State, I guess you could say. It's a little flat here, well, it's a lot flat here compared to the part of New York State I grew up in, which is the part of New York State that borders the New England state of Vermont. So culturally it's a bit different. So that's about 5 hours away from here. That's how big New York State is. No, wait, I'm thinking not quite that far. It's like 4 hours maybe, something like that. But anyhow, that's how far away I am, where the part of New York State I live now compared to where the part of New York State I grew up. And the crazy thing is, you can keep driving west and it's like so far still before you even get to Buffalo, which is, you know, New York State is just really big, and a lot of people don't realize it because obviously New York City is extremely well known, in New York State not so much, but it's a thing. It is a thing. But I'm sitting here chilling and enjoying this incredible sky, which I can't really show you because there's not a camera big enough in the world, I don't think. But you can see how peaceful it is here today. There's a fairly busy road behind me. You can hear a little bit of traffic noise, but so this right here is the but it's not too bad. I don't think. It's very peaceful down here, and I'm very noise sensitive, and one of the noises I hate the most is traffic noise, or any kind of car, automobile, or any kind of mechanical sound at all, really. They were just I don't know if it was leaf blowing or mowing, but that was just happening, and it was a little bit loud, but not too bad. Of course, I'm not as noise sensitive as I used to be, which is wonderful and kind of a miracle, actually. But in any case, that's not what this video is about. This video is about how absolutely beautiful Seneca Lake is. Look at this beautiful farmland across the water. I have it zoomed in pretty far, but yeah, I mean, I can see it clearly from where I'm sitting on these rocks. I guess I could show you where I'm sitting, and I suppose I could show you me, but maybe that'll be another video. I was starting to tell you that this here, it's called the Long Pier. There's a couple of ways you can kind of get way out into the water like that on this lakefront, so that's nice. And then over here, gosh, I better be careful. It's kind of a long way down. I just need to focus, literally and figuratively. So yeah, there's a playground there, and there's a little free library that's, I was just noticing was not a very good one. I think it's been abandoned. Most of the little free libraries in Geneva are wonderful. I actually have a couple of books in my bag right now. Oh, I guess I could show you that. Do you want to see the books I got at the little free library on Washington Street? So this is, oops, sorry. Oh, I'm zoomed in so far, that's why. Maybe that'll be more normal. So that's the first one. It's kind of a silly mystery with a silly pun for a title, Dearly Depotted, but man, I just could not resist that. So here's a little interlude. This is the card that I just bought at the coffee shop where I was. Can you see that? It's a cardinal, a female cardinal. Oh, actually, that might be a male cardinal in the winter. I'll have to look at it more closely in a minute, but look how beautiful that water is. And then this is really cute, Ivy and Bean, and the ghost that had to go. That's Ivy and Bean. So I've seen those books. I used to volunteer at my local library. I did that for years and years, but I'm not doing it at the moment, even though we have a really great library here. I patronize it, but I do not volunteer there. Maybe I will someday, I don't know. But in any case, I loved shelving the children's books because a lot of them really captured my attention. Chapter books, especially, that's what I think this would be considered. So, if you're interested at all. So it's like older kids for older kids, and then there's, little illustrations and things to engage younger readers. But I enjoy these books, even though I'm obviously an older reader, but a lot of times they're very charming and have really great artwork and, really vivid characterization and things like that can be really enjoyable, even though they're simple and short. Sometimes that's nice, actually. You don't have to be a Russian novel, although I like those too. So in any case, I guess I'm gonna go. This is a pretty short video. Oh, that's Bicycle Guy, I think. There's a guy who rides around on a bicycle and plays music. That was a Bicycle Guy in any case. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go home. And I have an interesting project to work on that I feel a little stressed out about, only because it's new and unknown territory, and it's working with someone I don't know very well yet. And but it's like creative work. It's basically what I've been asking for and hoping for. So I guess I'm really happy about that. But I, have a history of feeling anxiety around any kind of work or any kind of creative project or any kind of interaction with any other kind of human being. Or any other human being. So, but I've also learned that it fades as I continue. And especially now with all the support I have in tools and good stuff like that. So I'm actually looking forward to this, and then I'm going to meet with this potential collaborator tomorrow, and I guess I'll find out more, and that will be nice. So anyway, it's a beautiful day here. It's early September, so it's sort of late summer, early fall vibe here in upstate New York. And I kind of took the day off. I took the afternoon off, I decided. I had a late lunch, so I worked until maybe 1:30 or so. And by the time I walked to the coffee shop, it was closing. I always forget they stopped serving food at 1:30 and they close at 2. So I guess I'm going to have to get out of the house earlier if I'm ever going to start patronizing that coffee shop. But anyway, there's other places to go here in town. So I did get a nice lunch and a coffee, which I'm now regretting because I had a little bit of trouble sleeping last night. So I'm going to stay away from the coffee, let alone later in the afternoon. I don't know what I was thinking. I've just been so freewheeling yesterday that, I've been so freewheeling lately that I don't know. I guess the I don't know how to put it. I was going to say the wheels are coming off the wagon, but that's not true. I feel great. It's not that big of a deal that I had trouble sleeping last night, but I don't know. I am trying to take better care of myself, and that's always a good starting point for me is my sleep, So I did go to bed at a good hour last night. I just didn't sleep like super, super deeply, or and it took me a little while to fall asleep, and then I woke up with kind of some racing, anxious thoughts. And all of this is just to document it and to, I don't know, kind of observe where I'm at, because things in general have been going really, really well, and I've just been trying to take it easy and take things as they come and enjoy this time of year in this part of the world that I feel particularly at home. I am going to be taking a couple of little road trips, or actually they're not really little, they're kind of bigger road trips, but I think I'm pushing one out a little bit farther into October because September is starting to get kind of crammed and I don't want to have to cancel things. I'd rather reschedule this one thing, which is my trip to Maine, and do that in early October instead of mid-September, because otherwise that would be like I'm leaving next week, and I just don't see that happening, especially since I discovered a conflict with my schedule with doing something locally here that same weekend. So I can't be in Maine and here at the same time. So I think I'm going to talk to my family in Maine and ask them if that works for them. I'm going to do that today as well, and then I won't feel like it's hanging over my head anymore, because this has been a little stressful as well. I mean, it's also mild compared to what I used to deal with in terms of stress, and especially social anxiety, and worrying about my family, and worrying about my commitments and responsibilities, and just taking everything so dang seriously. And you know, maybe I'll have coffee a little bit too late in the day now and again. But if that's the worst consequence that comes from like relaxing a lot of these things that have been confining my life and stressing me out, you know, well, I'm willing to pay that price at this point, because I'm feeling actually, oh my God, I almost dropped my card into the water. Okay, I'm going to take that as a sign that I shouldn't be multitasking anymore, but focus on what I'm doing, which is gathering my things and heading home. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I think that's today. Yeah, because I finished I've been taking like a meditation course, like an online course. It was 6 weeks, and last night was the last night, which I'm kind of glad, because I don't know, that was another thing that was just like one more thing to keep track of. I actually missed one of the classes just because of misjudging time, and I don't know, I'm not as hard on myself about things like that as I used to be, but I mean, I'm so much more aware, you know, of how to like process my feelings of, you know, falling short, failing. You know, these are the things I've been grappling with, these sort of darker energies and negative emotions. That's what I've been grappling with a lot the last few years. But I feel the light is at the end of the tunnel now, and in fact, I can tell that it definitely is, because when these fears still come up, I was writing about this in my journal this morning. I don't know, I'm just better able to observe the fear and not get all entangled with it like I used to, or identified. I can be more stoic, which is kind of the goal. I don't consider myself a stoic exactly, but I do practice a lot of stoic principles, and I admire a particular stoic named Marcus Aurelius a lot. And yeah, I'm learning to just kind of be more accepting in general, I guess, which can only be a good thing, I think, at this point, because I feel so much more content with my life just as it is. And yeah, I'm kind of floating peacefully along like these seagulls right here on the water. Whereas, yeah, things have not been always so peaceful, but I can feel that it's becoming more and more of a normal thing, which is really wonderful. So hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm actually planning to post something else later. I have an idea for I have something I wrote that I'd like to read, so I might post that later, or at least film it later. And I also might live stream still. I know I mentioned in my last video that I posted that I was going to live stream soon, and I still plan to. But I don't know. I don't have a routine yet, I guess, for that, but we're getting there. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Talk to you later. Bye.